Happy Tuesday evening, Seminoles. It is a glorious day out there. Nothing but blue skies, absolutely exhilarating air. So cool, so fresh. It was amazing. And you can really see that lack of humidity with that sun starting to set over Doak Campbell Stadium, starting to get dark, starting to cool off, as you'll see in our temperatures. 64 degrees, you have a light north wind. So we're starting to see some cooler starting to filter down to our area. And that's evident in Quincy, 57, Thomasville, cool 55 degrees. So bring that light sweater out into your area. And those dew points will continue to be dry within the 38. So our temperatures will continue to fall as all that dry air will just lead ratio cooling. And for our area, nothing but blue skies, nothing on the radar to worry about. So let's get right into our headlines. Major Hurricane Eta making landfall in Nicaragua, mild temperatures this weekend, and Election Day. More importantly, does Eta have a threat for Tallahassee? Find out on today's show.
Stoltz with your FSU weather. Thank you, Hayden, for that overview. Yes, the big talk of the town is Hurricane Eta that is about to make landfall in Nicaragua as a Category 4 hurricane with 140 mile per hour winds currently. And it's continued to move inland with lots of rain and flash flooding and just some really high winds also. It's keep those people in your prayers and thoughts as this storm makes landfall there. Actually, last time that a major hurricane made landfall in November was in 2016 with Hurricane Otto, made landfall in Nicaragua as a Category 3 storm with 115 mile per hour winds and actually moved over Costa Rica and into the Pacific. And moving over Costa Rica, it was actually the first recorded hurricane to actually hit Costa Rica when Hurricane Otto made that east to west track into the Pacific, and actually lasted in the Pacific for a day or so, I believe, and it eventually fizzled out. But it lasted and maintained its identity as it went across Central America. As far as Hurricane Eta, whether it's going to affect us in any way in the future is still to be seen. We will talk more about that later in the FSU weather here. And so the other good thing going on is that we have these beautiful temperatures for Tallahassee. And now I'm going to hand things off to Christian with a look at the local forecast.
David, so much into introducing us about that. Right now we got the sunset going down over Doak Campbell Stadium. It's looking really gorgeous. And we got some clear skies. As you can see, it is currently 64 degrees. It feels very nice. And we got very small winds coming from the north at 3 miles per hour. Now we're looking at the almanac. For today, the high was 71 degrees and the low was 37 degrees. And we usually have it on average of 77 degrees and 50 for our high, 51 degrees for our low. So we're a little bit below average than usual. But our record high was 88 degrees back in 2016, and it was our record low 29 for 1954. So now we're going to be looking at our hour by hour, all the way back from 6 a.m., 39 degrees. Can you believe how cold that was? It must have been very chilly for those that had to commute to work this morning. 54 degrees for 9 a.m. and it warms up to 67 at 1 o'clock. 2 o'clock, it was 70 degrees. It's feeling really nice. We have some very clear weather going on in our area. As you can see, the whole region is completely clear. 56 degrees in Valdosta, 55 in Thomasville, 57 in Quincy. And now we're looking at our dew point temperatures. As Hayden said earlier, it is very dry. We have a dew point temperature of 38 degrees here, 45 in Quincy, and 36 degrees Bainbridge with 43 degrees in Thomasville. Now we're looking at our satellite and radar. It is currently very clear. We have absolutely no rain, no clouds in our immediate area. Actually, all throughout North Florida, Southwest Georgia, and Southeast Alabama. Now we're going to be looking at our upper level water vapor. We have a lot of moisture coming in from the tropics down here. We're going to speak more about that from Hurricane Eta. But as you can see over here, it's very dry all along Florida specifically Florida, and it's a little bit cloudy over here in the rest of the region or the country. And we look into tomorrow, the clouds are going to be coming in with some spotty rain, and it's still going to be clear for us in our area at this time tomorrow, but it will be it'll be creeping up with us into probably later that evening. Tonight's forecast, we got 45 degrees here in Tallahassee, 44 in Monticello, and 42 degrees up in Bainbridge. And tomorrow's forecast, 76 degrees here, 75 in Monticello, and St. Mark's is also 76 degrees. We have still very clear skies. It's going to be very nice and sunny. And now I'm going to be passing things off to Hayden.
Yes, absolutely. Look at those cool temperatures. However, that's not going to be the case for our next segment in the tropics. So after that cool hurricane graphic, we're going to take a look out. We're now over at Ada. So that's our next name. This is the furthest Greek name ever done. 2005 had a subtropical storm that was not named. So we're tied currently with So you can see our satellite visible imagery starting to fade away as we go into evening. And you can see powerful Ada, category 4, 130 miles an hour is now parked over Nicaragua. And we'll start to trek over Honduras before starting to make its journey northwards into our areas. Now we'll take a look at those cool cloud tops. That's what I really want to emphasize here. You see those dark reds. These are clouds extending way high up in the atmosphere, really indicative of that deep convection and strong winds. And then also look at this. We see some heavier rain and clouds up by Jamaica. And this is going to kind of form into a gyre that we're going to discuss, and that's going to trek up into our area. And so that's why Ada is going to have a little bit more juice. Even though it kind of forms into a remnant low, it's going to quickly regenerate to a tropical depression and a tropical storm. And our timeline here is Friday into Saturday. So if you're watching us in Miami, Key West, that storm is projected right now to become Sunday afternoon. Granted, it's still far away, but if you're in the Keys, Miami, South Florida, come up with the plan now. I don't think it's going to be the storm of the century, but you definitely have some high surge, maybe some flooding rains. So just be prepared because that is going to come into our area. But that's long term, and we'll focus on Nicaragua and Honduras right now. So we're in the area. We have hurricane warnings, tropical storm warnings down to our south, and also along the northern coast of Honduras, we have some tropical storm watches. Although I do know, that's probably a hurricane watch and a hurricane warning because it's so close to the system. So look at our spaghetti plots. This will track across Belize into the into the Western Caribbean Sea, and then you can see it's going to impact Western Cuba, and then perhaps riding up the coast of Florida to the west, to the east. It's too early to really know. However, just expect a lot of rain into the Florida forecast. Right now, nothing too concerning that we need to be talking about. Just have your hurricane plans. I know a lot of people aren't expecting November to be a busy season for hurricanes and systems, but as you can see, Florida's in the gun right now. Like we said, we don't think it's going to be an overly strong system, but nevertheless, Florida, just watch out just in case it decides to get stronger again. And now I'll pass it over to David.
Yes, and definitely going to keep an eye on it, especially live in Florida, because this storm is going to creep its way up into the state. And I'm going to look at the southeast here. Currently, temperatures around the southeast, you can see 65 in Little Rock, 64 in Montgomery, and 64 here in Tallahassee. As you go further down the state, you can see Miami at 76 degrees, where that warm temperatures continue, along with those dew points. You can see the dew points up here, very comfortable over most of the southeast. But as you get down into South Florida, you see those dew points are a little bit on the higher side, so it is muggier down there with more tropical moisture. And the winds around the southeast, pretty light and variable for the most part until you get down into Florida, where you see winds out of the east, northeast in Orlando at 9 miles per hour. And there's it's really gusty down here in Miami with 16 mile per hour winds out northeast, which actually prompted small craft advisories around the coastline of South Florida. And the radar does not show very much any cloud coverage, very clear across the southeast at this time, which should continue for the next couple of days until another weather system moves into the area. Look at all this dry air. This brown shading here is this totally dry air, low humidity. You can see where the front stalled out down here in the southern Bahamas and around Cuba. And our next weather system will be coming into the picture out here out of the west for us this weekend. And temperatures around Temperatures tonight around the southeast, we're going to be on the very cool side. I don't know if you want to open your window. You probably want to turn on the heater or put some wood in that stove if you have a wood stove. As you move down into the southern Florida, though, you can see that those temperatures are on the more mild side where you can open your window and let that fresh air in. Tomorrow's highs around the southeast, absolutely beautiful. It's going to be very sunny weather across the southeast. Great to get out, do a hike or go biking. Or just get out and have a picnic in the park, maybe during your lunch break at work, and just get outside. Tallahassee will be 76 degrees. Miami at 83. Not bad for the southeast temperatures. I'm going to hand things now off to Christian, who's going to take a look at the national picture.
Yes, thank you so much, David. Yep, and as we can see, nationally, we got some pretty nice weather. Today is election day, so it's actually very nice to be going out today, and it's very important to vote. So we'll look at Dallas, 73 degrees, it's a little partly cloudy. Los Angeles, 68 degrees, 61 in San Francisco. Even up in Billings, 71 degrees, very sunny skies. We look at our dew point temperatures. It's very dry for much of the country. Of course, we can consider down here where we are, it's very dry. The rest of the state of Florida is pretty humid, but you look over here in the Rocky Mountains, it's very, very dry. And I'm pretty sure we still have a drought issue, especially when we still have to take into consideration those wildfires that's going on in Colorado, California, even Utah, Nevada, I'm sure of it. And so we look at our fronts going on over here. We have a little bit of cold front going down from up here in the northeast. And we have a high pressure system here in the southeast over Alabama, Mississippi. That actually is explaining why we have some drier conditions. Over here, further west, we got a low that's going around Oklahoma Panhandle, Kansas, and it's bringing in right behind it. It's actually a high pressure system that's going around Colorado, along the Rocky Mountains. And we got a little bit of showers that's kind of dispersing around in parts of Utah and Arizona. And now we're looking back at our upper level water vapor. So down here, pretty much only Florida is very dry along where here in the Atlantic Ocean, the Gulf of Mexico. The rest of the country is pretty cloudy in the sense of, it's a little bit more moist over here, but still in the rest of the country, it is pretty much dry. And if you look over here, around the four corners still has a very strong drought monitor, exceptional. You can see right here behind me, it's exceptional in that area. New Mexico, Arizona, Colorado, Utah, very dangerous, and they have very likely good fuel ingredients for these wildfires. So everybody in that area, please be careful and listen to the local authorities. Tonight's forecast for much of the country, still down here, southeast, east side of the East Coast, very clear, 47 degrees in Washington, D.C., 46 in Atlanta. Over here in Denver, it's 46 degrees as well. Albuquerque is 47. Salt Lake is 46. And we got a little bit of rain showers going along in Seattle, 54 degrees. And you can see much of the country is looking like it's starting to really feel like fall. You know, we got some temperatures mainly in the lower 50s to the mid 40s, even in California. But 61 degrees in Los Angeles, that's not too bad. And as we look into tomorrow, still for much of the country, it is very clear. We got some clouds coming in here and here. Memphis, 73 degrees. And down in Dallas, Fort Worth, it's 77 degrees. Over here in San Francisco, 69 degrees with some clouds passing by. Seattle, still looking like we got some light rain going on in the area, but that should still be, it's 62 degrees, so the temperatures are feeling pretty nice for our fall-like weather. And now we're going to be passing things off to Hayden.
Yes, thank you, Christian. Always a great forecast. Look at our great nation of America. So we're going to do a southeast forecast, our second one, and this is going to be a long one, so I hope you enjoy it. So looking over at Doak Campbell Stadium, look at that resolution. You can actually see the Seminole in there. It's pretty cool. And you can see that sun is setting, and twilight is starting to descend across the area. Twilight's such a beautiful word. People need to say it more. Not the movie, though. So anyways, currently it's 64 degrees. Clear skies, actually not partly cloudy, a light north wind. It is absolutely gorgeous out there. If you want to go out to the park, go walk your dog. Your dog needs a walk. Go do it, please. Quincy is 55 degrees. Very cool. Thomasville, a cool 55. And even Apalachicola, normally one of our warmer spots, 61 degrees. So this is a November air mass that we've been wanting to have. This is a true fall air mass. There's Thanksgiving. I feel like it's around the corner. I could smell the cornbread in the studio. Believe it or not, it's here. And fortunately, it's not going to stay around very much longer, but that's okay. Right now, dew point's 38 degrees. We will take it when we can get it. 45 degrees in Quincy. Definitely not the temperature you want to bake your turkey at. Apalachicola, 50 degrees, so a little bit more moist by the water. But overall, I mean, look at this brown. This is just dry out there, and we love it. Florida is definitely not. The dry is normally not the humid rainforest that we know it to be, that it feels like. And we know why, because there's a high pressure bank toward north, and you get this clockwise flow, and we're just dragging in that dry air, that light north wind. There's no moisture getting off of the water. I mean, it's honestly great to watch, great to feel like, get some outdoor activity. And look at Tallahassee area. It is very clear. There's not even any fire burn showing up, no control burns and no clutter. Even the animals know how great it is outside, and it's just clear as it can be. So for our future casts, looking at your area, you can see there's a couple of clouds coming in around 6 p.m. around the I-75 corridor. And maybe a shower cannot be ruled out on the immediate East Coast, but I don't think there's going to be any chance. It's just too stable, and we are going to be sunny and perfect, a little bit warmer than we normally would be. So Tallahassee, 45 degrees. It is going to be clear tonight. Winds are going to be northeast at 6 miles an hour. For tomorrow, wow. I mean, I thought today was nice, but tomorrow looks to be just as nice. A little bit warmer, 76 degrees. Sunny, once again, an east wind off the Atlantic. So maybe introducing a little bit more moisture into the environment, but nothing that's going to feel like. And actually, this sky is going to be what our forecast looks like. That's an automated graphic, but that's what it's going to be. So go out there, study. I know some tests are coming up for a lot of people, and it's going to be great over at FSU. So looking Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, temperatures will be in the 70s. Our lows will start to warm up to the 50s into the 60s. For that football game on Saturday, 60% chance of rain, maybe some showers with a upper level low coming in. And then we'll have to later watch Ada through Monday and Tuesday, as maybe we have some tropical moisture coming into our area. But for now, we'll pass it over to the desk and Christian.
Yeah, and as Hayden was saying, we might have to expect some form of Ada being able to reach in our area. And so, but based on the spaghetti models, well, of course, currently Hurricane Ada is unfortunately passing by, or I should say, getting into the countries of Nicaragua and Honduras, the coast. And, unfortunately, Honduras might have to endure the fact that there's going to be tremendous amounts of rain, and they will be dealing with a lot of landslide. They perhaps can deal with landslides. That is a very mountainous area. And it's going to be it's going to be in there for about a couple of days. And so we got a couple of spaghetti models that says it's going to be leaving further west into the Pacific Ocean, further west of Central America, but most of our spaghetti models are indicating that it is going to go through about the western part of Cuba, and South Florida looks like it's kind of in the, well, I should say it looks like it is more in the middle of the cone of uncertainty. However, we should not be terribly worried, as it does not look like it's going to be as strong as it is right now in Nicaragua, which is, I believe, could be a Category 5 storm. I know it's got 150 mile per hour winds. And, well, it's going to be decreasing down to around 50 miles per hour, 45 miles per hour for us here we're in Tallahassee, but on behalf of South Florida, as you can see, the spaghetti models are indicating that it's going to be going through South Florida, going up the coast of East Florida, perhaps, and there's a couple of them that indicate that it will be going into the Gulf of Mexico. However, like I said, it's not going to be as intense as it seems. It's just going to be pretty much the remnants of Ada, and so we will not have to worry about hurricane status, thankfully. But of course, always monitor the conditions, and everybody, please be safe. You never know when a storm could just be crazy with those winds, because they can be sometimes unpredictable. But now I'm going to pass things off to David, who will be talking about the rest of Florida. David?
Thank you, Christian. Yes, we're going to look at Florida. Currently, temperatures around the state are on the mild side. It's actually very beautiful. If you live in Jacksonville, it's 58 degrees currently. Tampa is 74. and Fort Myers 72, and down here in Miami 76. And of course, when you get to Tallahassee, it is a beautiful 64 degrees out. Sweater weather is on the way tonight. Dew points are currently low here in Tallahassee, also with a dew point of 38 degrees. As you move down the state, you can see Orlando with 55-degree dew point. As you go down to Miami and the Keys, you get to 61 and 64-degree dew points. Very muggy down here because they're closer to the front that is actually stalled right down here. You can't see it on here, but it is down there across Cuba in the southern Bahamas currently. Nothing to talk about on the radar. Absolutely beautiful, clear skies. If you have a telescope and want to do some stargazing tonight, or maybe look at the moon, it's starting to smaller in the sky, so you might want to get that telescope out and look at the stars tonight. It's absolutely beautiful, cool night tonight. Miami, the next 3 days, expect temperatures in the low 80s, and rain chances will increase in Miami as they have remnants of Eta, or whatever Eta may be. It's going to pump some more moisture up into the southern part of our peninsula, along with that front that is stalled out just south of Miami. Will slowly move northward and give some showers and storms over the next couple days. In Tampa, expect temperatures to slowly rise back to the mid-80s by Friday, and rain chances staying minimal at 20% over the next 3 days. It's just some cloudy weather. No big rain chances, though, in Tampa area. If you live in Orlando area, heading to Disney World or Universal Studios the next 3 days, expect temperatures in the low 80s with rain chances increasing over the next couple of days to 30% on Friday, but still just really great weather to get out and go to the parks. Live in Jacksonville, we're going to visit somebody in Jacksonville next 3 days. You can expect temperatures in the mid-70s, mid to upper 70s, beautiful temperatures, but however, those rain chances are going to increase to 50% on Thursday and Friday. Bring your umbrella if you're going to Jacksonville. Pensacola, absolutely beautiful weather here. Temperatures in the mid-70s going up to about 80 on Friday with low rain chances. So won't need your umbrella in Pensacola, but if you're going to Jacksonville, absolutely you will. And tonight's lows around the state, expect 57 in Tallahassee, a little bit lower in Pensacola, 56 degrees. Open up those windows or maybe turn on the heater tonight. It's up to you. If you like really cool weather, cool air coming into your room, open up the windows. As you move down the state, though, Tampa 67 degrees, Miami 77 degrees tonight. Much warmer as you move down the peninsula to the southern part. And tomorrow's forecast highs: 74 in Jacksonville, 76 here in Tallahassee. As you move down the state, West Palm Beach, my hometown, 80 degrees tomorrow, and 82 in Fort Myers. And the warm spots in Florida, 83 in Miami and 83 in Key West. Now I'm going to hand things off to Christian, who's going to take a look at. What are you going to take a look at, Christian?
Well, I'm going to be looking at the local weather once again. Looks like that sunset has really passed by already. Look at that. The sky is already getting dark. I don't know what to tell you, but it just feels like it's not even 6:30. You know what I mean? It feels more like it's 7:30, maybe even 8 o'clock. I don't know, but sometimes I just feel like 8 o'clock at night, it feels like it's 10 o'clock already. But anyways, we do have some clear skies going on right now. It is currently 64 degrees. And as we look into our almanac once again, like I said, it's 71 degrees for our high today, 31 degrees for our low. And we are a little bit below average, which I don't mind. 77 degrees was our high, and our 51 degrees is our low. And our record high was 88 degrees back in 2016. And we had a low of 29 in 1954. That's a little bit chilly, but I personally would not mind it. I know a lot of people would find that particularly too cold. And now we look at our temperatures in our area. It is very clear, 54 degrees in Thomasville, 56 in Valdosta, 57 in Bainbridge. Quincy is seeing a little bit of clouds, but it's still going to remain particularly clear for the most part in our entire area. Now we're going to look at our muggimeter. Oh my goodness, for once it is actually not that humid. Look how happy those smiling faces are. Very dry here in Tallahassee, Monticello, Thomasville, Bainbridge. You can go anywhere in our area and you are still going to find it nice and dry. No humidity, thank goodness. We look at our satellite and radar once again. It is very clear. We have absolutely nothing to worry about. Totally clear skies, no clouds, not much precipitation to be completely aware of. Even with our neighbors further east, Jacksonville, Lake City, Gainesville, very clear in the northern part of Florida And as we look into tomorrow, for our area specifically, it's still going to be very clear in our areas this time tomorrow. But over here out east, you can see that the clouds are starting to move in a little bit, some spotted showers. That could be some moisture that is coming in for the next 24 hours. Now we will look at our marine forecast. If you are out going from the north, 10 knots, and it's a little bit choppy. So 3 to 4 feet, I don't know if it's going to be that smooth, but skies, not looking too bad. Sunny skies. And we are looking at tonight's forecast. My goodness, it is going to drop down to 45 degrees. It's going to probably feel the same way if you wake up at 6 a.m. and you have to go to work. So still some clear skies, looking pretty nice. And if the moon's out, you can probably, walk in the moonlight. It is very, very nice. Not totally dark. Tomorrow's forecast is 76 degrees with some sunny skies. We have very little winds from the east at 5 miles per hour. Now, we will be looking at our game forecast. It's going to be mild at kickoff, 4 o'clock, with some cloudy weather, but not too bad, 77 degrees. Still going to be cloudy at halftime at 5:30. Going to cool down a little bit. And by the time it's heading home, 73 degrees. Nice and cool, not too bad, can't complain. And for the next 3 days, it's going to be mid to upper 70s for our highs. It's going to be lows, 45 degrees tonight. It's going to be increasing from the mid 70s to the mid to upper 60 as we get into the weekend. And we could expect some showers into Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, probably because of Ada. And now we're going to pass things off to Hayden to close for this evening.
Yeah, 45 degrees tonight. Enjoy it while you can because warm-up is coming as we saw in that 7-day. So we're at an interesting time in our forecasting where we have pleasant conditions. It is very nice. However, going into the weekend, you can see there are some showers starting to approach the region with a upper level low and troughing feature, a non-tropical system. And then you have a tropical system coming in possibly. We know Florida's in the cone of uncertainty. We don't know exactly where it's going to go, but we do know some moisture impacts are likely. So we are in the proverbial saying the calm before the storm. So bottom line, don't worry about too much about the future. In today's world, you kind of just go one day at a time. And right now, we know it's pleasant. So really go out there and enjoy the outdoors before rainy conditions starts coming later on in the week. The Florida State football game is going on against Pittsburgh. And it looks like it's going to be some cloudy conditions, not too warm. Highs will be in the high 70s. And maybe a chance of a shower here and there. But overall, it looks pretty good. I know our girls' soccer team has done very well. I know they have some great weather for those games on Halloween against Duke. And I think we also played Clemson. I believe we won both of those. So there's some positive stuff going to FSU. Follow us on Twitter on FSU Weather. Also, of course, visit on Facebook, of course, under FSU Weather itself. And then lastly, watch us live on YouTube and show us those pictures. We know we love to see them. Show us those sunsets, sunrises, pictures of dogs. Heck, who cares? It doesn't have to be weather per se. Overall, it's going to be a great week. Keep safe out there and really enjoy the weather while we can. Warm up is coming to the area. This is FSU Weather, and I'm student meteorologist Hayden Wilder.